Yellow. Tuga Tuesdays is
Tuga Tuesday.
back after a week off because of important reasons, very important reasons for this commentator here, because I
Legitimate.
gotta see my team play live. I gotta go to the stadium, got the tickets, awesome location, close to the ultra section. I was like, guys, I gotta go. I have to go. So you understand, because all our soccer junkies here. So the colors,
I get it.
team
If it was Sporting, I'd do the same thing. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. We're just almost done with the season.
Crazy.
Round 33. It's I want to say what's fantastic, what's dramatic. I always say this is fantastic weekend, but this was dramatic. It was full of drama, especially on the derby side. You know, the Derby Dominio was amazing, and then
that was a great game.
Derby BENFICA. We got stories to tell, and of course we got stories from Daluz, because emotional farewell to Rafa. Special tribute to Rafa. And of course, the guard of honor for the reigning champions now, but now reigning champions.
Champion.
Nah? Look
I like the ring of that.
Look at that. Like, man. Welcome, everybody. This is Tuga Tuesdays. I'm Nino Torres here with my boys, Mike D'Agostino, Derek Gomez, and Rui Pereira Jr. Right? Junior. Is it Junior?
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Right,
I go by Rui dos Santos on Twitter, but yeah.
Hey, all right. It's all right. All right, guys. Give me 30 seconds. We'll start with Mr. Benfica. Mikey, welcome back.
Thank you, Rafa. That's all I got to say this week. I think the fact that some fans had the nerve to go at him and to disrespect him like that, I'm glad he responded. I'm glad he gestured at them. 8 years at the club. It's something that doesn't happen anymore. And I'm glad that he had the game he had in his send-off, and hope wherever he goes, I hope he does well. I do. I don't even care if it's next door. I hope he has a great rest of his career. He may retire for all we know. This is Rafa. It'd be the most Rafa thing to do. It's just done with this. I mean, you saw he didn't want the penalty. He didn't want that kind of attention. Yeah. He doesn't want the attention. He doesn't want to be famous. So he gave this club everything he had. He didn't give more because he doesn't have more to give. So he's not a world-class player, but he gave everything he had. That I'm appreciative. Thank you. 8 fantastic years. On to the next chapter.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rafa, and thank you, Mikey, for being here every week. Mr. Derek Gomez.
Yes.
First game as a champion. How did it feel? How did it feel? Tell me.
Yeah, I mean, it felt good. I sort of expected a game like this. I mean, the celebrations on like the past Sunday after Benfica lost to Famalicão was amazing. It's just I mean, I followed it on YouTube. There for like 5 hours in the Marquês de Pombal. It was a week of celebration. So heading into this game, the mentality is different. You just had a week where you celebrated winning the championship. The championship's already clinched, so the motivation's different. So I think that the first half sort of reflected that, where they weren't as intense as they normally were. It was more it was just like really more like a laid back approach. You saw in the second half when they made the substitutions, especially the game that Nuno Santos had, and then Paulinho came in and scored the goal. You saw Sporting a little bit more aggressive. They started pushing the tempo, and they started to create chances, and they finally broke through at the end, and they got a nice victory that ended up setting the record for Sporting teams. This is the most wins that we've ever had in a season, and this is over 100 years of history. And it's the highest point total that we've had ever. We beat Jorge Jesus 86. Now we have 87 points. So I mean, it's been a dream season. It just keeps on going, and hopefully we can keep it going all the way to the Jamor and try to win the double.
Oh yeah. We still have so much silverware to take care of it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. One, yeah. And before I go to my Porto guy, all right, because we got a lot to talk about your team in this episode, man. I gotta say something that this message that my buddy Derek Gomez sent to me. Because I called the sporting game, right?
Yeah.
So I was calling the game, throwing my comments here and there, and I said this during the broadcast. If Ruben Amorim and Victor Gyökeres stay, I believe the Sporting will repeat. So this guy here,
I'm gonna hold him to it.
The Grinch sent me this message live. And I read it live too, but when I read it here, I'm not reading here. He said to me, I'm going to hold you to today's comment about Sporting going back to back if Ruben Victor happen to stay. We'll talk about that in a second. But first, Rui, dramatic
wow.
Derby de Invicta. Give me 30 seconds, boss.
I've gotten so many gray hairs just from this season. It's just
You see these?
You're almost like me now, huh?
oh man. I mean, this is I don't even know how to describe it. Like a vintage Porto. Like we actually, completed the remontada. Like this is. But I think we got pretty lucky too on the red card. It's just more of the same throughout the entire season, and I feel like every time where we have like a tough game or we drop points or whatever, the opposition's team efficiency on net is just absolutely incredible. And Porto is just struggling to just find the back of the net, squandering so many opportunities. We hit the post, I think, one time. We missed a couple of big chances. It was just more the same, and it seemed like we were just going to end out the season in the Dragão with a loss to our rivals, who have been one of the worst teams in the last 4 or 5 months in Ligaportugal. So we caught a break with the red card. We definitely needed that, but I thought we were performing much better in the second half. But once again, it's just I can't explain the quality of goals that we've let up this season, and that was just another one. It just seemed like everyone was just looking at the ball. Diogo Costa was awful, trying to clear the ball out, punching it out, and then when the ball actually dropped to the ground, everyone was just staring, and then that's where Boavista goes and scored their goal. It's just it's just so frustrating on both ends, ends of the field. I know our stats this season defensively have been great. Like when you look at the paper, the statistics, but it's the large quantity of the goals that we let up. It's just like this frustrations, and then on top of it, we struggle to find goals. It's just more of the same.
More of the same, man. It was
more of the same.
I didn't call that game. I didn't call that game when I was watching it. I was watching it from the booth. It was like preparing for my other game. I was like looking at it like, what? You're trailing? You trailing? What?
Yeah.
So
we needed to win this because
I
don't trust us going to Braga. I do not trust us going to Braga to win that game. I can see us drawing, and drawing will get us into third place. We're in a position that we shouldn't be in because Braga wasn't having a great season either. They have a great team when they play well, but they started off slow because of the whole European competitions that they were trying to qualify for. And we're fortunate for that. Otherwise, if Braga hit the ground running in the beginning of the season, we would be in fourth, 100%. We'd be competing with Guimarães probably. I don't know.
I mean, I'd say if Artur Jorge doesn't leave, Braga have 4 or 5 more points. I think Artur Jorge leaving destabilized them and cost them points.
Yeah.
You could go with that.
Braga had 78 points last season.
Yeah.
If they duplicated that, they would. Porto would have been far behind.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. And they had the better team this year too.
And they had a better team.
They invested this year too, heavily.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. All right. So round 33, it was I was not going to keep. I think I'm going to keep going with my boy Rui because guys on the Lisbon side, everything is pretty much said and done. But I was saying this. It was crazy because I was saying this during the game, the Sporting game, and then I was saying, oh, everything is said and done. And this. Oh, wait a second. There's one key spot that is not said and done. That is not done yet. That's the battle for the third place in
or 6th place.
Third and fourth
and
place,
16th
right?
too to go down.
What,
Yeah,
what
that's
again?
still up in the air a little bit. Yeah.
16th place is also still up in the air. Who's going to go into the relegation playoff?
The playoff.
Do you think Portimonense is gonna do it? I have zero faith in Portimonense
In
to
a
get
perfect
anything done,
world,
man.
Maritimo will jump to third, and they'll take Portimonense out of the first division. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I might be asking for too much.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's our little derby, Mike.
Still in contention right in Liga
Yeah.
2, right?
Portimonense versus Marítimo.
Is Ob still in third? Or?
AVS is in third. Yeah, that
AVS in third.
The last thing this league needs is a team with 400 fans a game. So I hope AVS.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
pretending to be Desportivo das Aves when they're really AVS SAD. We don't need that anymore. We already had B SAD. I don't want to see that.
And that didn't work. That was
no.
Yeah, no.
Man, so before you go into Braga next week, Rui, will you have to say the same thing as of Mikey? Would you like to say thank you to Mate Taremi or not?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm not. It's been a frustrating season for him. It's been a frustrating season for everybody. So you can't have the blame on him, and him not leaving in the summer is not entirely his fault. Porto are in the position and where they are because of what they've done. It's not necessarily Taremi's fault. And there was a lot going on. I think Mehdi Taremi wanted to leave, and he ended up staying, and he wasn't all up there. And kind of can't blame the guy. But you have to take the good with the bad in a lot of these situations. So over the years, Taremi has been great. He cost us $5 million. I wish we could have made money on his transfer. He's leaving for zero. Another guy, another problem, another piece to the problem that Porto have had over the years. Definitely not his fault. But, in these situations, you have to take the good with the bad. And Taremi has been sensational for us over the years.
Overall, if you
title, I think he was only there for one. Yeah, he was only there for one title. But all the years that he played for us, he was great. Whether it was in the European competitions, in the years that we didn't win the league, and then the year that we won the title, he was arguably the best player in the league. He was great. So gave us a lot of good memories. He's a Porto legend in my book, and I'm never gonna hate on him. He gave a lot more positives than negatives, and most of the negatives wasn't really his fault.
Yeah, fair enough.
It was very emotional at the end, especially with the situation with Stakio losing both parents, man. Both parents
in 1 year.
1 year, my God, man. She's man. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what would I be if I'm in Stakio's position. But I'm mentioning this because I think the emotional factor, the psychological factor is going to play a huge role in the next game against Braga, because if we going straight to the tactics, straight to the performance, the team performances, I think Braga has the edge on Porto for this last game of the season. But I believe that because of this current emotional state of mind that the whole team is going, because it looks like Sergio's going to leave, and everything is like going to be the last dance. Porto's last dance, and that's the power of the Dragons coming into the Municipal de Braga. Is that how you see it?
Yeah, but not so much for this game. I see the last dance against Sporting in Jamor. Yeah. I think that's it. There's a trophy there. There's something to celebrate.
And that's the one that sends you to the Europa League group stage is the cup final. It's not the
so
yeah. So
when is that game going, Derek?
May 26th?
Yeah, the following weekend.
May 26th. Right? Yeah.
Oh, so are you saying that if we lose this game to Braga
and win the cup, you go to the Europa League? Yep,
right.
Not them.
Yeah.
Third place only goes when the cup winner is already in another competition, which is Sporting.
Which is the case with Sporting.
Which is the case most years. That's why we just assume third place takes it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So I don't know, but I think Porto. I mean, they have to. These are two big games coming up.
Yeah.
I think they have to win both of them. Well, for Braga, draw is enough to solidify third place, but you want to get right into the group stage, and there's a lot of emotions. There's a lot of meaning. This could be the last dance. Sergio seems like he's going to be on his way out. The new election, new vision. you know, there's gonna. I think this is like a chapter that's come to a close, and we're opening up a new one. And I think it's probably at best to start completely fresh. So I think there's going to be a lot of motion behind this, the next two games, especially the Taça de Portugal.
Yeah.
And a lot of players are going to be motivated. And I think you're going to see a lot of transfers happening this summer as well. I think there's a few players that you're that aren't going to be wearing the uniform much longer.
It's going to be a big.
It's going to be crazy.
Big cleanup.
Oh, it's going to be it's going to be a very hot summer.
Yeah.
I can't wait, man. It's gonna be. I'm gonna be just so plugged in on all the news. Portugal, it's gonna be crazy. And on top of that, we got I got the Copa America, and they got the Euros. And
Euros. We're looking at 5 games today.
About the Euros, huh? We're gonna do something about the Euros, so stay tuned for that. Nick Jovi, look at what Nick Jovi said. This is my boy from TikTok. He follows me on TikTok. He always throws crazy stuff in there. And he says Taremi's big downfall was a disgraceful diving brought to the forefront during the World Cup, and he never came back the same when the referees couldn't call his fouls. You know what? That I call him the best penalty seller in the league, right? And in a sense, I think he lost his touch. He was not getting called. He was not getting the calls anymore. I'm not criticizing. It's just it's something that it happened. He kind of lost his touch. Was it him or the referees? What do you think?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think it was after that penalty, that red card that he got against Atletico Madrid in 2022 in the group stage of the Champions League, where he got sent off for diving, which was absolutely ridiculous to do when you're already on a yellow. He kind of mellowed out from diving for a few months, but then, as Nick mentioned during the World Cup, you kind of saw it. And he mellowed out from doing that. I think he learned his lesson for a few months, but when his form started dipping in the second half of last season, he started relying on that diving again because he was getting frustrated. He wanted to get a goal or try to make some sort of play happen. You started seeing those dives coming back again. So, I guess the I don't want to say that was a downfall. Like Taremi's an incredible player on his day. Even when he doesn't score goals, he's that type of guy that wins headers on punts, on goal kicks. He wins most of his duels in the air because he's so big and athletic, and he drops a lot. He's so he drops a lot. He presses. He works hard. He can hold the ball in possession, and while the group gets forward, he can dish out the pass and everything. His passing is really, really underrated and world class at times. I think he's the complete package as a player, and that is his downside, was just his flopping and his diving. It became kind of pathetic at times. But I wouldn't say that was his downfall, was the diving and he wasn't getting calls. I think he's risen to the occasion many times after that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, but I mean, props to Taremi. I think for a couple of seasons, he was arguably one of the, if not the top two, one of top three three players in the league, no doubt for me. Mikey, what a different atmosphere coming into to the Luz this weekend. After that loss to Famalicão, you feel that it was a fresh start?
I think it's a one-off game, to be honest. I think it's not going to carry any momentum into next season. I think they were just inspired that day to do that for Rafa. What people don't realize is Rafa in that locker room is incredibly important. He is maybe the most important piece, because you see the way they all react to him. They were emotional for him in this match, and he's like one of he is probably the most family-like member of the team, and he's a quiet guy. He sticks to his small circles, and I think they really wanted to send him off with a really good performance. And I think Aroca was the right opponent, because Aroca doesn't really press high, but they play high, so they create all this space in behind for him to run into. And that's why Roger didn't go with the striker other than the injuries. But that's why Tinkstedt didn't start, because you had Rafa and you were going to have this space for him to run into. So the false nine would create that space and would push that front line upward. And they're not really that fast. So they play with a fairly high line, and they're not that fast. And that's the perfect condition for Rafa to have a good game. And it played out true to form. I mean, 2 penalties helped. Let's not pretend they didn't, but you said it on the broadcast. No valid penalties. There's no questioning it.
They were penalties.
And after that, the team's relaxed. When they're up 2-0, they're relaxed and they're playing. Majority of the stadium's happy, aside from that one corner that doesn't want to be happy. I mean, every game, it's actually gotten to the point where everyone's had it with them. I mean, the rest of the stadium starts to whistle at the supposed hardcore fans that are, throwing flares and doing their demonstrations week after week.
Like, come on, man.
We get the point. Like, they've made their point. This is going on 5-6 weeks now, and they're ruining other people's experience of going to the match at this point. Exactly. And people have had it with them. And now, it has this feel of almost like a civil war. A buddy of mine was in the stadium, and he said it was the weirdest vibe, because it was as if, the two sides were going to clash. And I think Rui Costa is going to double down on Schmidt. He has to. I mean, 22 million is 22 million. And if he doesn't, the idea that he's just going to, cut that in half and give money back to the club is absurd. Or the idea that he's just going to go work somewhere else and bail the club out is also not likely. He has to double down, because Rui Costa cannot let a mob fan base dictate what decisions he makes with the club. You just can't. He's the president. If they don't like it, they vote against him next year. That's how it works at all 3 of our clubs. And he's not gonna cater, and he can't. So. I think it's a sink or swim season next year, but I think it can work out. They have to figure out what they're going to do with Di Maria. They're leaving it up to him, apparently, whether or not he's coming back. If he comes back, they have to have a plan.
Miami's calling.
Use him.
Miami's calling to Di Maria.
Yeah, Miami's at the salary cap. Miami needs to sell Leo Campagna just to make room in the salary, because he's a designated player. There's the roster rules. It's not as simple as bringing him in. If he comes in and wants to play for what Jordi Alba's on, which is next to nothing, then they'll get him. But I don't know if he wants to do that. He seems happy there. So it seems like he might want to stay. And this is not the send-off from Benfica he wanted. So he may be motivated to come back and try to do something. So and he can be used, but there has to be planning. And he has to accept that he's not going to play 90 minutes every match, because that doesn't help him or the team. That's where I see it, but we'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks.
And you got all these new signings, all these young signings.
Yeah.
You got Cristiano, you got Roleser, you got Marcos Leonardo. You got plenty of young blood coming in that they already signed. I don't think they're going to spend a lot of money in terms of strikers. No. I don't think so, but. What I do think is that they're gonna go after a left back, right?
I would think so. Maybe it'll be Carreras. I don't know. With the whole preseason, that could be a different story. They'll have to make that decision. They're with him every day, so they'll have to make that decision whether or not he's in the plans. If he's not going to stay after all the minutes he's played the last couple of weeks, I don't know why he's playing this much at this stage if he's not going to stay. So. I have a feeling they're going to go with him. They're going to exercise that buy option, and they still need to go get another one. So, I think so.
Wow. So that means that we're going to see Mr. Multiple Personalities again?
No, I think they got to go get another left back so that they have 2, and they got to get another right back because Ba is not going to be healthy all season. So that's really the biggest hole that needs to be filled, I think. One back for each side right now. Even if you keep Carreras, I think you need another one.
And it's crazy, right? They especially in that position, the right back position, since Double A left. When he torn his ligaments. Man, it's been so hard for Benfica to find that right back that really
that can go day in, day out. Yeah.
And we're talking about now, 3 seasons already? right?
Yeah.
Around that. Since
Yeah.
man, it's crazy. It's crazy. Mr. Derek Gomez, Mr. Derek Gomez, the reigning champions, still smiling. I think
You
still
bet.
hungover, maybe.
Yeah, I haven't stopped smiling. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I was looking at I was calling the game, and it was like a training session,
Yeah.
kind of game, wasn't it?
Yeah. The first half.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Then they you saw in the second half there was a little bit more effort. The chances started coming, and then they scored. I think it was a deserved win. And I did sort of expect this because it was a week of partying.
Mm-hmm.
It was, there was celebration. You clinched the title. The motivation. Yes, I have my blood pressure has come down a lot. Yeah. So I kind of expected this. I think this upcoming game, they're gonna be presented the trophy.
Oh, that's right.
So there's at the game there's gonna
They'll have the green hair.
The green hair is gonna be out. 50,000 people. It's gonna be like a festive thing. You're playing against the perfect opponent. Shav's just totally demoralized. I don't know how the coach is going to play. He may put in some guys that haven't played yet for Shav. So I just think it's just going to be a big celebration on Sunday. But Ruben's made a point of it. In the press conferences where he knows that Sunday is going to be a festive game. But the day after that, we turn the page and we got to focus on the cup. And like he said it too, that I think this is the right thing to say, where it's like we feel like if we don't win the cup, then it was an incomplete season, even though we won the title. Because the way this team is played, the fact that it looks like they're barring a miracle, they're gonna finish the season with 90 points, playing absolutely dominating soccer. It's not for 2-3 months. I think for pretty much the 9 months they've just played some really dominating.
Since when? Since round three. Since round three, baby.
Since round three, you called it. Yeah. So I do agree with him. I do think that if we don't win the double, it will sort of feel like we won't feel fulfilled, even though we won the title, because this has been it's been a dream season, and I've seen dream seasons from Benfica, the JJ years, Bruno Lage's year, where they were just scoring goals left and right. They had over 100 goals this season. I've seen Porto go undefeated. I've seen Porto win the Champions League. I've seen Porto win the Europa League. And this, and I've been a fan for over 30 years, and this is the first season that I can sort of lump in with the great seasons that I've seen from Benfica and Porto, in my opinion. And I like I said, it's just I've been watching since 1991. This is the first season that I can say, we can mention Sporting this Sporting season with those great seasons that Benfica and Porto have had in the past. So that's why I feel that Ruben, getting everybody on the right track. We got to win the double, and that's got to be the focus. To top off this this amazing season that we've had.
Now I want you to explain to the fans, please. Explain to the fans, right?
Yeah.
Why do I have to hold on that statement about the next season? Why? I want, but just be truthful, man.
No, because from what I heard of your comment, you made it. You
got scared. You got scared right away.
Very definitive. You said, "Oh, I'm telling you right now, if Ruben stays." And if Victor comes back, Sporting's going to win Sporting's going to go back to back. So you said that you were very definitive. I liked it. I agree that they would be, they'd be the favorites next season if those two guys remain. And I do agree, it's the two have to stay. Can't just be one going and one staying.
Right. No. It's got to be.
Yeah. So I'm with you on that. I liked what you said. I'm going to hold you to it because,
all right.
and you said, "Oh, remember this You said, "Oh, it's May 11th," and Nino Torres is saying if Ruben Amorim and Victor stay, they're gonna go back to back. So I'm gonna hold you to it, man.
All right. Man, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, Mikey, on that on the Benfica's game, you know, I completely forgot. Right, I was calling the game and then I was realizing, hey, why Rafa Mojica is not on the pitch? And then,
That's
he went to
crazy.
Qatar already. He's in Qatar already,
That's
baby.
crazy. That is
He's
so
in Qatar.
silly, man.
And I was so mad because
silly.
why do you have to leave before the end of the season? You know, where's the rush?
No.
Are you gonna play now? You're gonna win a championship tomorrow or something?
Are they even in season there?
I mean, we talked about Braga being destabilized. What about Aroca? I mean, the coach goes and announces he's going to coach Braga next season, before this season is out, and then the leading goal scorer leaves with 2 weeks to go. And Aroca really did catch lightning in the bottle. They were playing beautiful football. They were like the team of the second half, and then.
They're the most entertaining team to watch at times.
They were so much fun to watch.
Second half.
Yeah, they played really good, attractive football. They caught lightning in the bottle, and now this whole thing with the coach saying that he's out and he's going to Braga, coupled with Mojica just leaving, that totally destabilized that team. I thought that they were gonna easily get into sixth place. But because they were derailed by all this outside interference.
Yeah.
Unfortunately they're ending the season poorly when they really had something really good going.
They had a lot of momentum that they let slip.
They pissed away.
I think it would have been a completely different fight with Rafa Mojica on the pitch.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh, yeah.
He's the one that puts the trio together, with Cristo Gonzalez and Jason. But I forgot the guy's name, Miroslav something.
I just don't. Why couldn't this waited 2 weeks? Why you can? That's what drives me nuts. It's like,
but you know what? I'm gonna tell you a story, guys. I don't know if you know about this story, but I want to tell you this since we were talking about Rafa going with 2 weeks to go. There's this Argentine player. But this wasn't in Qatar, it was in Saudi Arabia League. I forgot the name of the Argentine player. Jesus, he played for Vélez Sarsfield like 20 years ago. Anyway, so they call him and say, hey, I want you to come over here, play just for the final. I want to pay you $200,000.
Wow.
For one game.
Yeah.
The guy say, one game? Okay, guys, I got to go play $300K. I'll be back.
Yeah.
So he went there, got to the game, played 45 minutes, sub out, and they lost the game. It was a freaking game.
Yeah.
And then he got escaped from the stadium. Because all the fans were looking for him. So he barely made it. He that same day he flew back to Argentina. But those are the kind of crazy things that happen. In that
part of the world,
that kind of money, with that guy, that kind of money, it's like it's crazy. You do crazy stuff.
And I just feel, I feel like this last month has been like a soap opera. I mean, look at what happened to, look at Guimarães, Álvaro Pacheco.
Same thing.
Now he's gone. He's not coming back. I mean, after the whole, the Brazilian, it was the Brazilian team that approached him.
Cuiabá,
Yeah.
He said no, but because he entertained it, Guimarães got mad.
Yeah.
And now he's not coming back next year. There's so much outside noise this last month.
Ruben, and they're not going to make
London,
the Conference League again.
It's like a
Ruben went to London.
Yeah, it's just
and also, hey, my boy, this kind of quiet now, Rui. What about your boss? Tell me about your boss, because
that too.
From what I heard, this is not the relationship with Villas Boas. It's not the best right now. I hear already talking AC Milan, Roma.
Yeah. I was actually on an AC Milan podcast last week, and we were talking about the possible scenario of him going there and if it would work out there or not. And I think I don't know if you guys know this. I actually like AC Milan and Serie A. That's actually my team after Porto.
My Rosoneros.
That's my
the
team too,
Rossonero.
okay?
Yeah, so I followed them for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I can kind of see this happening. And like I mentioned before, this chapter is coming to a close. We got a new vision. And I think Villas-Boas wants to implement a certain style of coach with a different approach to the game, play a little bit more modern. Yeah, you want to maintain that intensity and that pressing, that aggressiveness that Porto DNA has. And when Villas-Boas was the coach, you did see that, but you also saw you saw a lot more of positive football. And I think that's the vision that he has for the team. And I think this is the best time for Sergio to go as well. I wish it would go when we would win the league, but I think this is probably the best time for everyone. A new, restart, refresh at the Dragão. And Sergio has a lot of unfinished business in Italy. And Sergio's a lot like, the Michael Jordan documentary. I took that personally, right? That leg against Inter in the Champions League a couple of years ago, and he had unfinished business there. He was hoping that I think he was hoping to go back there at one point to make up for the downfall of his career when he went there as a player. But now that Porto got knocked out and there was a lot of tension between both sides, I think him going to Milan, the arch rival, the big rival of Inter, and just starting stuff over there. And I think Milan actually needs that as a team. So I can see this happening. I think AC Milan is probably, if he were to leave Portugal and go to a top league, it was definitely going to be Italy because he still speaks Italian very well.
He fits in the Italian game.
And he fits in the Italian league. Absolutely. Where if you are going to have like an old school minded coach, where you can do it there. Like Mourinho, when he went to Roma, he still has his manner of doing things, just lashing out at the media and whatever. The Romans actually love that. Where in the EPL, it's not that anymore.
Right.
And I think in Italy you can get away with that. And I think also
it's a good fit.
AC Milan needs it because every time they go into a derby with Inter, it's a cakewalk for Inter. It is an absolute joke. It's embarrassing. And I think Sergio's a very passionate guy, and he understands what it's like to play at a team, at a club, to coach a club. And he also played for Porto as well. That has a certain identity, a certain pride, a certain culture, and I felt Sergio always reminded the players where you are and who you're playing for and what it means to wear the blue and white. And I think him having an understanding in Italy what AC Milan was when he played there as a player, I think he can instill that back into these players that kind of just, I don't think they really understand what it's like to really play for AC Milan. This was a team that was in competition with Real Madrid as the best team, the greatest team ever.
Yeah.
At one point.
You're absolutely right, Rui. Yeah.
No, 100%. Yep.
I would like to see it. I would like to see it.
With you 100%.
Yeah. Now you mentioned Mourinho. You mentioned You mentioned Roma, and also what I heard from Mourinho. When was I think it was last week, or I think I heard that when he referred to Villas-Boas, like it's been a while. But people change for the good, people change for the bad. Ooh, it's like, okay. What's that Mourinho throwing out there? What's that? What's that? Mourinho? What do you take? What's your take on that, Roy?
Sounds like Mourinho wants a job.
Right?
He was neutral in the election, so he was trying to keep good with both sides because one is his former boss, the other is his former assistant. So.
Yeah.
Mourinho's always going to say something like that.
He's a master, man. He's a master.
And one last thing I just wanted to add, I don't know about you guys. I think it would also be interesting to see Sergio coaching a team that has a little bit more talent, a little bit more quality.
Yeah.
And I think he has more tools here in terms of resources. Milan's finances are actually really good right now. So there's a potential of getting more more players in this transfer market, but I
True.
think also having like a player like Leo and having these flair-like players and attackers, maybe you might see a football that
Yeah.
Sergio
You
can
didn't know he
actually
had in him,
deploy.
yeah.
That you never know. I mean, you saw it a few years ago
Yeah.
when we last won. We
Yeah.
played really good, but
Yeah.
that's because we had the right pieces.
Mhm.
So
91 points.
yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's the biggest con.
That's right.
I think that's the biggest question mark for Sergio going
Yeah.
to Milan. Is he going to adapt to the league, and is his tactics are going to play out with all those pieces that he has that he would have at AC Milan? I think it would be really interesting to see.
That'd be great.
Yeah. it'll be
Yes,
fun to
yes,
watch.
absolutely. And I'm all for it, for Sergio going to AC Milan. Now, guys, question: Do you guys watch the Derby Domignano? Anyone?
I did. Yeah, I saw it.
It
I
was
did
it was
not.
breathtaking. It was breathtaking. They did start from the get go. It was a bullfight, man. It was a
Mhm.
bullfight, and I'm so glad that the Vitória Guimarães brought up another piece to the tournament. Because we got the big four, but we didn't really have the best of the rest that close to the big
Mhm.
four. Because
It could have been.
seasons we got Rio Ave, you got the Family Cow, but it was like you notice at the level we're one step down. Now with Vitória Guimarães, they got Derek. You tell me, Derek. You tell me. You felt it. You felt it, right? So it's so interesting to see Vitória Guimarães at the highest level that they've been in years, because they're always been 5, 6, but this year I think is probably the best in some calling the league since 2019.
It's been a while, yeah.
Especially the second half of the season,
first.
especially once Alvaro Pacheco got there.
Yeah, but that's all going to go away.
That's the frustrating thing for me.
It's all going to go away. Yeah.
You get excited
And now
for
he's
them.
gone.
They got to start. They got to start from.
They're going to
scratch.
start all over.
They're going to start from scratch. Yeah.
But overall, the season, and Mikey, what's your take on Vitória Guimarães?
Oh, I thought they were great. Down, especially in the second half of the season, I really got into watching them climb the table and really push their rivals right to the final minutes of that derby. That they could have been in fourth place.
Yeah.
And they have a player in Jota Silva, right? And they have a
revelation. An absolute
What's
revelation.
frustrating is there's no commitment to keeping any of these guys. There's no commitment to keeping the coach. You stay at a club like Vitória, and it may take you 6 or 7 years, but if you win a title, you're immortal in that city. But you can't get there if every season you're turning over the roster, you're bringing in new guys, you're selling off anybody with any value, and the coach is going somewhere else to get a quick payday, where he's going to probably be sacked within 3 months wherever else he goes. There's the football side of it is being completely neglected by these people because it's all about money and it's all about finding a paycheck. And then the club, because of its stature, can kind of limp its way to a 5th place finish every year. Let's be honest. Most years they can do that. They don't have to be great to get 5th place because they have the resources, they have the support. But there's so much potential in that club. We've talked about it before, and it's frustrating that they don't seem to even want to realize it. They don't even want to build a team that maybe has a future. If they could keep a core group together for 2 or 3 years, because one of these seasons, the title is going to be won with 80, 81, 82 points, maybe even less than that. And that's when a team like both of the Minu teams can sneak in and really fight for the title. There's going to be a season where the big three are lower, where they're all rebuilding. Yeah. And these teams are not ready for that season when it comes. Yeah. They're the turnover is just incredible.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's so
and
high.
Guimarães has such a big fan base.
Yeah, Guimarães is the 4th club in terms of support.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
it's not even close.
Than Braga.
Yep.
They just
fourth,
don't
right?
have the
Even more than Braga, right?
Yeah, they have more.
No doubt.
I mean, look at their home record too.
It's fantastic.
It's sensational.
Yeah.
In the crowd, and I honestly believe that the crowd has a huge part behind it. You go into that stadium, like that is on like my bucket list, is to watch like the Minho Derby.
Mine too.
At
At
Dom Fonso, at Dom Fonso Henrique Stadium, because the atmosphere is you see it in the games, just on TV. Whenever our teams go up there, it's sold out almost.
Yeah. That's the hardest. Sporting lost twice. Sporting lost twice this season, and one of those losses, was at the Afonso Henrique.
3-2.
Yeah.
Versus at Guimarães.
Yeah.
11-4 is a record for Victoria Guimarães, man. 11-4, almost the same record as Porto. Porto has 11-4-2 at home.
Yeah.
So 11 W's at your stadium brings you up there. Nick Job has got a question here. When was the last time a team in Portugal was a champion with 80 or less points?
Wow,
those days are over. My friend.
82 is the lowest. Well, so we've only done 34 games for 10 years now. We used to only do 30, so there was Benfica won it in 13-14 with 74, but 82 Benfica had 82 points in 16-17. That's the lowest, I think, since we went back to 18 teams.
18 teams.
Yeah. So 82 points.
82 in that year, 2016.
Yep. 16-17 was 82 points.
And you won 4 in a row? That was right.
Yeah, that was the third or the fourth in a row. It was the fourth. It was the fourth.
I just remember that famous season when Sporting lost the final of the UEFA Cup at home, and Benfica had won the title, I believe, with 65 points.
Yeah, that was in.
I think even with 30. I mean, even if they had another 4 games, they wouldn't have hit 80.
Right, exactly. That year, everybody dropped points everywhere.
Everybody was dropping points everywhere.
Stubal was leading the league for a little while, but led a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh.
And we lost it. We lost the UEFA Cup final at home.
Yeah.
Wow.
No way.
Unforgettable.
No way. Now I understand your pain. I understand where you're.
I was like catatonic for 20 minutes after the game. Like, people were like, "Is this guy alive?" I mean, I couldn't believe what I saw.
Like, look at these.
That was I couldn't believe what I was watching. Yeah,
that was with 34 games in 2005.
It was with 34 games.
Yes, it was. So check this out. Look at this.
To that question.
So look at this. Benfica went 19-8-7.
Yeah,
with 65
and they won the
points.
title.
Yeah.
Porto 17-11-6 with 62 points. Sporting 18 wins, 7 draws, and 9 losses with 61 points. Braga had 58 in 4th, and Guimarães 54.
Yeah.
What year was that?
2004, 2005.
It came down to the next to last.
That's wild.
Game.
Well, it
was the Louis Zung goal in the 85th minute.
Yeah, and then everybody drew in the last day of the season.
No, we lost. We lost to Nacional.
Okay, but nobody won in the last day of the season.
Yeah, no, we lost to Nacional. Yeah, and we
were
so demoralized.
So we drew with Boavista. That's how we celebrated the title.
Yeah, I remember that. You drew Boavista. We lost to Nacional at home 4-2.
Yeah,
because we were so demoralized.
Oh, of course. Yeah,
we just lost. We lost the title the week before that. Then we lost the Europa League at home, and at that point, we played that game so demoralized. Anyone would have beaten us. I mean. Yeah.
No, when I started calling the league 2019, 2020, those were the with Bruno Fernandes years, and that's when my boy Derek Gomez started to follow me. Because I was calling his team the Frankenstein of the Primera Liga, because one week you're Dr. Jekyll, the next week you're Mr. Hyde, and you don't know the identity of the what are you gonna find out on the pitch. And Derek, from those years, to this championship, to these 2 championships, what do you think is? I mean, obviously the factor Ruben Amorim, but
absolutely.
What's the essence of this new era when you can celebrate 2 championships in 4 years instead of 2 championships in 38 years?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, you said it. It's Ruben. I mean, he performed a miracle. I mean, he really turned water to wine. This is a miracle. I mean, you gotta. I mean, prior to that, I've been a fan for 30 years. I saw 2 championships. This is a goddamn miracle what he did. And I remember at the press conference, everyone was looking at him like, "What are you doing? Why are you taking this job? It's not going to go well, right?" And like he looked back at him and he's like, but what if it does go well?
Yeah.
And it did. I know it's a very simplified response. But it is Ruben. It's Ruben. Like he totally changed the culture of that team. That first year when we won the title, I had never seen maybe like for the 99-2000 team, the last time I saw that kind of mental toughness, where again, we weren't playing dominating football, not like we did this year. But that first championship was just mental toughness, this self-belief that we're gonna find ways to win. I ain't seen that from Sporting in 20 years, and it was Ruben that really just instituted that culture with a lot of young players, a lot of academy players. Like, who was Nuno Mendes? João Palhinha was cast off to Braga for 2 seasons because we didn't think he was good enough. And then look at what he did. Look what he did with Ruben. Who was Pedro Gonçalves?
He wasn't bought yet.
Nuno Santos had been rejected by Benfica. Nuno Santos had been rejected by Porto. He took these guys. Seba Coates, of course, was giving out penalties and getting red cards. But he was crazy, man. I know, he just took these guys and he just changed the culture, and these guys all bought in and they believed. And I mean, he's really, I mean, he just transformed Sporting. He finally made us competitive again. We're finally competing with Porto and Benfica. I mean, this is, if you look, the 20 years prior, it wasn't happening. I mean, he really performed a freaking miracle here, man. I mean, that's just that's just my opinion. I mean,
now Nick Joe is saying that you're being unfair with Hugo Viana, the scout and the deal he's made.
Yeah, I think they all. I mean, I think it was just 3 guys, similar age, Varandas, Hugo Viana.
Varandas has his hand in it too.
Yeah, I think that they. I mean, people thought Varandas was out of his mind paying $10 million for Ruben.
Right.
I mean, it was the best.
It looks like a steal now.
It was the best $10 million Sporting ever spent. Period.
Easy.
By far.
Easy. And you can't. I mean, Hugo Viana, came up with these. Hugo Viana was, behind Gyökeres. Hugo Viana was behind, Pedro Porro. I mean, who was Pedro Porro? I mean, look at what Ruben did with Pedro Porro. So he's done a great job, in that position. But it's just it's been a synergistic relationship between Varandas, Hugo Viana, and Ruben. They're on the same page. They're united. They've all been. They're all a huge part. I mean, I still think Ruben is the critical piece. Because he's the coach. But yeah, I mean, it's been a dream run. I mean, this season, like I said, this is by far in my since 1990 the best Sporting's ever played, and I'll bet my house on it. I mean, I know people. I know that people had mentioned to you, "Oh, this is the best since that 2000 team." I remember the 2000 team like it was yesterday. I mean, this scarf right here, I got that year, in the summer of 2000 when I was in Lisbon. I got the championship scarf. That team is in my heart. I love that team. It's the first time I saw Sporting win a title, but that team can't hold a candle to this team. It is what it is, man. This has been a dream season.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yeah,
now, Mikey, Rui, I know you want to see your teams winning every year, and I keep mentioning this because it's important to me that that since I'm being calling the league every year is nobody repeat the title.
Yeah,
and that's what makes it more exciting. You know,
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
and this rise of sporting, rise of the category of the level to Porto and Benfica, is actually a big contribution to the tournament, to the league.
Yeah,
What do you think, Mikey?
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
I think this is actually, I think I heard this is the longest stretch the league's ever gone without a back-to-back winner. What do we have, 5 years now, I think, without a back-to-back winner. And it's a surprise every year. Usually it's not the one everyone expects because everyone's banking right away on a back-to-back. No, Sporting has turned this into a much more competitive league by putting themselves at the top now and in the title picture. And it's really a 3-team race now every year. And I don't see it changing. I think they're well set up going forward. Even if Gyökeres leaves, there's going to be money there to reinvest. And you may not get the same thing, but you're still going to be at that level. You're still going to be competing for the title. And now honestly, it's up to Braga to catch up and to make it a 4-team race and to start to run their club in a certain way. And next year, they don't have Champions League football. They should be able to stay fresher through the first part of the season. We'll see what happens. I mean, they're going to play in Europa League. Either they're going to play through the prelims stage and fall to the Conference League, or they're going to get into the league phase. But again, that's a different level, and that allows a lot more rotation when you play in the Europa League than when you're in the Champions League, which should make them start the season better next year. And this league needs to be competitive. We can't have 3 teams. I mean, we can't have a team going for 4 or 5 in a row and then another team for 4 or 5 in a row and then another. It becomes very monotonous. And this has been 5 years where I think this league has had more eyeballs on it because it's been competitive, and it's gone down to the final week or two every season as well. There haven't been a champion in March, for example, in a while, which is good for the league as well. So as much as we want to see our teams win, we need to have a league to compete in too. So for the long-term health of Portuguese football, and for hopefully getting rid of a lot of the toxicity, reducing it so we can focus on sport and focus on the product on the pitch. I think the 3 teams
with the presidents that we have now, I think that's.
I hope so. I'm hopeful that's where we're headed. Yeah, I'm hopeful that's where we're headed.
I think you have 3 level-headed men.
Yeah.
That are running these teams right now.
Yeah.
There's gonna be less controversy.
Look at talking about the
Nino's
league.
nicknames are the best.
Jolly saying, he says, I have one last thing. Can we appreciate the genius?
I love
his
it.
nickname.
I love that one.
Man, I'm going crazy, man. So it's just like I'm in the moment. It's like, man, just things like just come up from my mind and just whatever it is, just coming in there. It's crazy, man. And by the way, talking about Prat Morita, I got a little project that I'm working on, guys. So stay tuned because it might be some merchandise going out.
Nice.
By the end of the season with some of that, the nicknames and the players. And that. So it's something that I'm working on it. So stay tuned because it's gonna be massive. It's gonna be massive, guys. All right, guys. Mikey, we're coming now. The last few minutes, we're gonna clock the 60 minutes. So give me the next round, the last round, round 34 of the Primera Liga. We're gonna go with the predictions, the last predictions of the season.
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen. Please,
all right. Friday, the early game, Famalicão hosting Casa Pia.
My boy Capitan Arepas is coming back after serving a match ban suspension. So I'm banking on John Dercades is going to brace on his last game of the season. You know that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 2-1. 2-1 on that one. Mikey?
2-0 Famalicão.
2-0 Fama. Derek?
I'm going to go with you, Nino. 2-1.
2-1. Rui?
2-1 as well, Famalicão.
2-1. All right. Almost official. Almost unanimous. All right, what's next?
All right, late game Friday is Rio Ave Benfica. So
Rio Ave Benfica. in Villa de Conde.
In Villa de Conde.
I think no, Benfica got it down. They're done. They're gonna 3-1. I want to say 3-1 Benfica.
I'll say 2-0. 2-0 Benfica.
2-0 Benfica. Rui.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3-0 for Benfica.
3-0 Benfica. Derek.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Benfica.
2-1 Benfica. All right. What's going on, guys? Unanimous everything. All right. Okay. Next.
We have to make it a little tricky.
We got a good ones early Saturday. Aroca hosting Vitoria.
Well, the teams.
I think Vitoria lost their touch. I mean, Aroca lost their touch without Rafa, and I think Vitoria Guimarães is gonna prevail with Jota Silva playing fantastic in carrying Vitoria Guimarães 3-1 on that game.
Okay.
Mikey?
Yeah, I agree with you. 3-1 sounds about right for this one.
What's going on, man? Rui?
I'm gonna go 1-0 with this one. I think Guimarães are on the road. They're a different team when they're not in their house. So and Aroca's a good team.
Aroca's still a good team.
They're a good team. They're well coached. They're well organized. They've definitely turned some heads at their stadium this season. So we've obviously been on that end of it. So yeah, I'll go. But I think Guimarães is gonna win. But it's gonna be a tough one for them. 1-0.
Derek?
I'm gonna go 2-0 Guimarães.
2-0 Guimarães. All right.
Yeah.
And Mikey, next.
Boa Vista hosting Vizela. Boa Vista needs a point to stay safe, I believe.
Oh,
is it? Do they need one?
Vizela,
or
win,
help
right?
from the other teams. I think they're 2 points out of the playoff spot right now.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Let me see. Let me go back to that. Boa Vista. Where are you?
14th, I think.
Says, where my table? Okay, right here. Boa Vista. 30. Oh, 31.
Yeah,
30. They need 1 point.
They need 1 point.
They got 31. Boa Vista has 31.
Okay.
Estrella has 30.
Yeah.
Estrella has 30. And the goal differential, is only 1 point. Jesus Lord. I don't know. And they're gonna get that 1 point. They're gonna get it. They're gonna get that 1 point. And it's gonna be 1-0 with a Makuta scoring. There you go. Guys, Makuta. What do you say you got, Mikey?
1-1. It's gonna be 1-1. They're gonna get a tie. They're gonna get the minimum to survive. If they don't get relegated by the finance office.
Yeah.
Because that's always a possibility.
Yeah.
That might save Portimonense again. Yeah.
Yes.
They keep on getting bailed out. Yeah.
Derek, all right. Give me your prediction on that one.
I'm with Mike on that one. I think it's gonna be 1-1.
1-1.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 1-0. 1-0 for Boa Vista. I think they're gonna win it, and then they're gonna get relegated anyway. So might as well just go out with a bang.
Yeah,
It'll be the second time they've been relegated because of extracurricular stuff, right?
Yep.
And you guys remember that perfect start 4-4 for Boa Vista? It was like,
it was a mirage, man.
That's the only reason they're still up.
Yeah,
I know that kept them up.
My God! All right, Mike. What's next?
Estrela Amadora hosting Gil Vicente.
Ooh, okay.
Estrela needs points.
If Estrela wins, they're safe. So
yes,
they win, they safe. So I'm gonna go with them. I'm gonna go with Leo Jabba carrying this team to the glory. I want to say 1-0 with Leo Jabba scoring that one. Mikey,
I'll say 2-1 to
2-1
Estrela.
Yeah.
Derek,
I'm with Mike on this one too. 2-1 to Estrela.
Estrela.
I think they're gonna do it.
I'm gonna go 1-1.
1-1. Ooh, more drama. Jesus Lord. Okay. What's next?
All right. Algarve Derby. Farense hosting Portimonense.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Portimonense is gonna win 3-0.
Oh.
You guys know who I want to win.
Let's go Portimonense.
I need Portimonense. I need those 6 points for next season.
Ronnie Carrillo saving Portimonense from relegation. All right. Derek?
Finesse 2-0.
Yeah.
5-2
Yeah.
Mikey?
Finesse 3-1.
3-1.
Come on,
all right,
Nino.
all right.
Come on, Nino.
I say that's it. What did I say?
The rivals, so I'm trying to win.
Did I say that? I forgot.
It sounded like you were going to go with Portimonense.
Portimonense, right? That's it, Portimonense. Ronnie Carrillo, 1-0.
Yeah.
That's what I said. I said only Ronnie Carrillo. I didn't say the number, but yeah, 1-0. 1-0 Portimonense. Drama. You know what? Let's add more drama. I mean, 2-1, minute 94. Let's do it like that.
All right.
I like that. All right, Mikey, what's next?
Moreirense hosting Estoril. Moreirense is going to be ecstatic. They got 6th place and they qualified for that ridiculous League Cup we're going to have next year with only a couple teams in it.
Yeah.
They'll be celebrating
is
that
pointless.
before the game. They'll get the guard of honor. No. I say 2-2 on this one.
I go 1-1 on that one. Mike, Derek,
I'm going to go 1-0 for Moreirense.
Rui?
Yeah. You guys know how I feel about
I know how you feel
Estoril.
about Estoril.
Yeah.
4-0 here. Let's go.
Yeah,
what it
let's do
is.
it.
Send them packing. Well, they're not going to get relegated, but
Yeah, no,
I wish they were.
Oh, Mikey.
Sporting versus Chaves.
4?
Could be.
Yeah, well, how about this? Djokovic saying goodbye to the season with a hat trick. That'll be just
that would give him 30 if he could score 3.
30. That's what I'm saying. That's why I say a hat trick. I really hope that he scores a hat
He's
trick.
probably going to go for it. Yeah, you're going to see.
They're gonna feed him. Yeah, they're gonna. Yeah, that's what they're gonna do. I mean, I've seen this before. Where the last game of the season, they try. Yeah, man.
And it's at the Avalade, right?
It's at the Avalade. They get the trophy.
I'm gonna raise it up. I'm gonna say 5-0 Sporting. Mikey,
I got a hot take. It's going to be 7-0 because they're going to go for 100 goals.
they
got 93.
Okay.
They got 93. If they score early, they're going to get 7. They're going to have the green spray painted hair, the face paint, and they're going to stomp Chaves.
Derek,
I'm with you. I'm with you, Nino. 5-0.
5.
I'm gonna go 4-0 for Sporting.
And Nick Jovis is a hat trick from Paulinho. From Paulinho.
That could happen.
And
That's
they had the opportunity. It's there to
all
go for
signs are
100
pointing
goals.
to him. This could be his last game, regular season game for Sporting. All signs are pointing to him leaving. So.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
What's next, guys?
The last one is the main event. Braga hosting Porto.
Wow. I don't know. This is tough. This one's tough.
I'm gonna all I know is it's gonna be a lot of goals. That's my. I'm gonna say 2-2. I'm gonna say it's gonna be 2-2. 2-2 on that one. Yeah, Mikey.
I'm gonna say 3-3.
3-3. Right.
Yeah.
And it's probably
Braga's given up goals the last couple of weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. Derek, what do you say?
I'm gonna go 2-2.
2-2.
I'm gonna go 2-2 on that one. Yeah.
I'm a Porto boy. What do you say, buddy?
Going 1-1 on this one.
Yeah.
1-1. Why 1-1? Why you say 1-1?
We just can never beat them there. Maybe this breaks the streak. I don't know, but we struggle in Braga a lot. And they're a good team, and they play well at home. It's not easy up there, and you're playing against a good side. So I'm just gonna go with a draw, given how we are this year. I don't know. Maybe we win 3-0. That could be a possibility, but unlikely, because you never know what you're gonna get from Porto.
That's for sure.
I do hang on to the fact that we do play well against teams that want to play and that are of quality. But in a game like this, that means a lot for both sides. I'm just going to go 1-1 on this one.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Nick's got a good point there.
So what?
Nick's got a good point there on the screen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Porto needs to
closing
tie.
down.
I don't see this being an open game. Yeah. No. No.
Potential.
It's gonna be a brawl. It's gonna be a
yeah,
brawl.
I think they're gonna go at it, man. Yeah, I think I don't
Yeah.
know.
And the thing that concerns me is just our defense letting in one of these mental lapses as a goal, and then we have to crawl back from behind. You know, it's just,
Yeah, I can't see.
I know we pulled it
Porto
off this
playing
past
for a tie.
weekend. We pulled it off this past weekend, but we were lucky to get a red card, and that definitely helped us out. So I don't know. It's
And if
with
Bradley
this side, you
scores
never know what
early-
you're gonna get.
Yeah,
I mean, if Bradley scores early, they might go for another one right away. I mean, that's how they go.
Yeah.
They're relentless, and they smell blood and they go after you like sharks, man.
Yep.
They go after you like sharks, especially my boy. What's his name? Bruma. We got King Richard. They got firepower. They do have firepower.
How's their health for this weekend?
So what?
Let me see. Is anyone injured?
Is everybody playing? Yeah.
Is everybody fit?
To my knowledge,
so.
yes.
I mean, Simon Bonds has gone quiet.
Yeah.
He's gone quiet.
It does look like they're all fit.
At least he didn't go
Remember
quiet
Abel
for 4
Ruiz?
months like last time.
Yeah. He's
My
gone. Yeah,
God, that guy.
yeah.
Anyway.
Jalot's been stepping up. I mean, he's going to Bilbao next year. So
Yeah.
Right. So we didn't miss a game, of course, because I wasn't checking in because I always miss a game. So
No, that's it. The season ends on Sunday. No Monday
That's
game
it.
this week.
no Monday games.
we gotta
right?
come.
No
We gotta
Monday
come up
games.
with a team of the season. Right?
Yeah, we should all pick an 11 next
We
week.
should. Yeah, we should pick an.
No,
11.
next. I was going to say
we
that
gotta agree on the
because
rules,
I
like-
seen
Is there going to be a
I
4
see
2
best
3 1 like
11s.
we had last time, or
I see best 11s posting all day long today, but I was like, no, we're gonna
There's
wait
still
till
a game
the
to
end
go,
of the
yeah.
season. We're gonna wait
Yeah.
until the end, and I know everybody want to go early, but no. So we're gonna do the awards next season.
All right.
Next season.
We'll do the
Okay,
awards,
guys, we'll go do the MVPs,
Nice.
best player for position, best 11. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. When I set up a script so we can have your or Tuga Tuesdays awards.
Nice.
Maybe I come up with a trophy or something with MVPs.
Coke bottle.
I'll
Yeah.
come up with something crazy. You know me. I'll come up with something for that next Tuesday. But for now, we are done, guys. Thank you so
All right.
much. Thank you, Derek Gomez. Thank you, Mike Agostino, Mr. BENFICA.
all right, guys.
My
Thank you,
boy,
guys.
See you next
Rui
week.
Pereira.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate you guys. And this was Tuga Tuesdays. I will see you next Tuesday.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
Later.
See ya.